Hey unknowns! Thanks for watching We're the Unknown, starting Russ R. Russell, and joining with me is
Wizard Eye, what's up?
and
Tony Lay.
well,
So, guys, what do you think of Tony Khan? And I'm not talking about Nick Khan.
Tony Khan.
What a meltdown, right?
Yes, that crazy tweet rage.
Well, the bold. Well, we can't curse, but I think people saw the tweet already, and people were saying, "Wait, what about Kurt Angle? What about
The Stone Cold Steve Austin, the
Yeah.
GOAT. I remember a YouTuber say
Bobby
that.
Lashley?" I mean, there's a lot of great bold wrestlers out here.
Yeah.
So you
The Rock.
insulting. Yeah, I guess he has the case of, well, The Rock wasn't bold. Well, when he came back, he sold out WrestleMania with John Cena, right?
Yeah.
He was completely bald then.
Yes.
So, I think.
Undertaker was bald at one point. Remember, like 2012?
Yeah. He had some kind of hair, but yeah, I think it was.
It was
for
a little
short period.
mohawk. Yeah.
It was a short period, but he wasn't completely bald.
Yeah.
And let's not forget WCW. Their biggest star was a bald man.
The
Goldberg.
guy who lasts maybe 2 minutes. I'm not talking about the bedroom. I'm talking about the ring.
Yeah.
Maybe actually 2 minutes might be putting it generous. Might be a minute and a half.
Yes. But yeah, we're bald. Huh. But tell me, I mean, like, do you think Tony Khan is losing it?
I think he is. He been showing he's fragile.
Yeah, didn't you say he sounded like a middle schooler?
Yeah. In that interview that he was in, he sounded like a soft-spoken businessman.
Yeah.
And when they were trying to ask him a question about the whole CM Punk stuff,
Yeah.
he went like saying, I don't want to talk about it. And one of them got like fed up and was just calling out Tony Khan and the whole I was scared for my life, and he went defend mode. Like his voice suddenly changed into somebody that we know from middle school. Jeez, people were not kidding when they say he is a kid.
Yeah. Isn't he 41?
Yeah, not that far away from Nick Khan.
Yeah. It's a little bit weird because you think that since a guy with power, he should know to stay away from criticism, especially in Twitter where he's like arguing against small people. Like when I mean small people, I mean like people with small following, small eyes, and or bots. Like seriously, he's arguing with bots. Like I don't get it.
Let me say this first. I didn't like Tony Khan, alright?
Yeah.
But I want to be clear too that, I'm not. I don't.
You don't know him personally, right?
Yeah.
I kind of like Tony Khan because like he is a wrestling fan, and that's what I kind of like for like somebody who's running a business to be a fan of such market.
Yeah.
But I had to admit I don't think he should be running AEW all by himself.
No, he should not be Booker, period. I'm being serious. He shouldn't just handle the business side of things. Maybe trying to get those TV deals,
Yeah.
media rights, all of that.
He should have somebody that take a look at social media for him. If he can't handle the criticism, have someone else to look at those comments. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he's just trying to look good most of the time. Like he's trying to be a people pleaser.
He is.
I don't think he's a true businessman. Like he likes wrestling, as you can see. A lot of the wrestling you see on AEW is spot fest.
Yeah.
It's like you're trying to like constant beat that high every time.
Yeah.
And it's good at first, but like after a while you get pretty numb to the spot fest. Like
Actually, the product is ice cold now.
that's what I'm saying. Like eventually people expect so much spot fest. How can you outdo it?
You can't eventually.
WWE does a great job of, if you don't like, whether you like it or not, they do like the promos and stuff before the pay-per-view main events,
Yeah.
which is actually a good idea. It just sucks that the main shows or the TV shows it has very little wrestling to it.
Yeah, I
So
know.
that's the downside. But to pay-per-view is actually more worth it because
They've been home runs every single pay-per-view.
yeah, because they save spots for certain event that makes sense too. They
Yeah.
focus more on psychology.
No, no, no.
No, wait. Didn't Jeff Hardy at one random AEW match, he just literally like went through a dangerous like dive or something? I think it was the Swanton Bomb, but it was like people asking why does he have to do that in every match? It's like save it for the important match, or else he won't like probably last for like 2 years wrestling with all that. And then I remember another one was Darby Allin, the recent.
Yeah, he's always doing spot fest.
Yeah, like he should save those for like important matches, not just regular Activision type matches.
Now the problem is now like they've already done it, so can you undo it and rebrand it? It's going to take a while, right?
Yeah, heavily.
Because like now if you slow it down, people won't like tune in as much. But
Yeah.
like if you focus more, they just gotta focus more on the story. They are doing a good job of promoting new wrestlers. I give them that.
Yeah,
But storyline wise, there's some decent storylines, but it's not. Its progression so rapidly.
I was gonna get to that. Like wrestling is at its golden when you could tell a great story.
yeah.
People will tune in to see what's next.
You mean like someone like Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock? They may not have been like the best in ring, but they do tell a good story.
Like The Rock and Hulk Hogan was the most basic match of all time,
Yeah,
but it was turned out to be one of the most memorable matches people ever. That match was so basic.
Yes.
No flashy moves.
Yeah,
Really
and-
nothing.
and the people elbow. That's what it took to beat Hulk
Yeah.
Hogan.
Yeah, and how many people beat with that? Maybe 3 in his whole career.
Yeah,
Because you usually beat people with the rock bottom, right?
yeah,
And yeah, like also WWE. I'm not saying they're perfect either. There's too many kickouts that happens regularly.
yeah, and rollouts. You know,
Yeah,
those,
yeah.
yeah,
Kickouts back then when they kick out Tombstone, that was a shock.
yeah.
Like the Edge was Edge the one? No, I think it's, Shawn Michaels the one that kicked out twice, right? Or was it Edge?
First, I know Edge
Kicked out once.
Yeah,
I think Shawn Michaels kicked out twice.
Yeah.
But they save up to a important event for it to be magical.
yeah.
If you kick out every finisher, I don't think it's really magical.
What was even the point of a finisher?
Actually, what's the point of John Cena AA? Get it?
Yeah.
So now instead of if the guy kick out 3 times, what? So the first 3, I'm just expecting him to kick out.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a kick out.
I think they did it right with Brock Lesnar when I know there was a controversy with Roman Reigns kicking out the F5 like
Mhm.
how many times? 4 or 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
But before then, nobody was kicking that out. Like once he hit the F5, it was done. You know.
Actually, I think this makes more sense. Actually, him kicking out 4 times, I know that's a lot, but he is the company's man, right? He's
Yeah.
the face. So if somebody can kick out 3, 4 times, it would be him. Although I think 2 should be the max.
No. People said 1 should have been the mask.
Yeah, I give 1. I think 2, if you're really trying to push it. 4 is kind of like, all right. I guess his will's so strong. He can go do anything now. You can burn him on real life. He will kick out while being burned on fire. I
Yeah.
guess. So, but going back to the topic though, yeah, Khan's just not a businessman, honestly. And he gets every tweet he gets really rattled very easily.
Easily.
I keep hearing this from people that he's an incel, like like him being like this awkward, like they called him. I remember that one guy called him this virgin, running company, like
He's not married, had no kids.
yeah, right,
You assume he was 20.
right,
Yeah, he looked young for 41. I'll give him that.
yeah.
I'll give him that.
I know.
Isn't he older than Nick Khan? Like, but still, it's like
But like as a businessman, nobody really see him as a true, not just a businessman, as a true man per se.
yeah, nobody does.
Because really, there's 2 things that really make somebody a true man, in my opinion: how you handle stress, how you handle confrontation. he doesn't handle those well at all.
No. And I never remember Don Tony once mentioned to Tony Khan, like, oh, I bet he wasn't like, in his mom wound yet.
Yeah.
And I was like in my head, wait, Don Tony, he's four. I think he was 39 at the time, but I was like, dude, he's like, old. He's not like he lived through the Attitude Era and all that. Like
he was in his 20s.
Yeah.
Into his college years.
No, because people criticize him that he has so much energy, so much but that's what I kind of like about Tony Khan. That energy, like in the beginning, he was like so loud, so like passionate. But now I think looking back at it, that might have been like
a red flag.
A red flag, yeah.
But the one thing that, at least there's one good thing that came out of this. It did make WWE product they did have to make it somewhat better, and they did.
Yeah.
And for WWE to be like, they had to carefully think like, okay, we gotta match it up with this people, the storylines, what does what sells, and all that. Before it was kind of stale, honestly. I think the only storyline people cared about was it the Bloodline? I think that was it.
Yeah, the only thing. Yeah.
Now they got a couple others. Like Miz and LA Knight, people are into that now.
Yeah.
Logan Paul, whether you hate him or not, he's actually a really amazing wrestler, actually.
Yeah, right? It's hard to believe.
Yeah, it's hard to believe.
Not for me, really. I know he was very athletic.
Actually, do you know Moist Critical is now training for a wrestler? Training to be a wrestler?
Yeah, I mean...
We might actually see Moist Critical versus Logan Paul.
And Moist Critical... He's not the most athletic guy. I mean, I don't know what his character would be. I guess would it be like Orange Cassidy?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't see him as a great speaker neither. Because he's so monotone.
There are probably ways like Orange Cassidy. Wait, did he even speak?
I don't know.
I don't think he really speak that much.
No, I don't think I ever heard him. Like,
all he did was go in glasses, put his hands on his pockets,
yeah,
and he just kicked like, oh my goodness!
I know Jim Cornette called him pockets. But seriously, it's weird because like AEW. Like, when they have stars there, like, for example, like, Cody Rhodes and Jay Cargill, they felt like, I mean, of course they feel like stars, but they weren't, like, that level. Now, when they moved over to WWE, they're like, you could feel that stardom. Especially with Jay Cargill. They just, put her through the moon, like, crazy, like, and I'm like...
You're talking about the black girl, right?
Yeah, the one with the silver hair.
Yeah. You're talking about.
And I'm like, she does look like a star. WWE is making her like a star.
She looks like a real superstar.
Like Storm, right?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
She's the one with the fine abs and all that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I look like Storm, I know.
Yeah. I was going to say, who was the one that said wanted to be Storm again? Sorry, I forgot her name. Oh, holy smoke. Help me, guys.
Mm-hmm.
The one with the long hair. Bianca Belair. There you go. She said she wanted to be on Storm. I'm like, sorry. No, I seen Jade Cargill.
She's fit, but nowhere close to Jade.
Yeah, I know.
Jade is like, she's just audition for Storm right now.
Yeah, right?
I'm like, what are you talking about? You need to go to Marvel and audition. The producer's like, what audition? You got the part. I'm like, hey girls, yeah, you guys can go home. We got off Storm. Every girl like, yeah. I'm kind of mad, but I can't blame you guys.
Yeah.
She easily, I think if she shows audition, bam, she got the job. She don't have to act. Hey guys, you got a job.
No, but seriously, like when I saw her in that what was the pay-per-view Fastlane? She looked like a star coming out that limousine, like. Holy smoke. Shaking hands with Triple H. I was like, she looked like a goddess. She looks like she's like like Mount Olympus or something like that. I felt stardom.
And Tony Khan didn't want to let her go. But just
even above her asking pay, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay. he was pouring more money until he was like, I can't no more. And, you know, I guess she really want to leave for WWE.
Yeah, because she won't get all. If she's like in these interviews, and it wouldn't happen if she didn't went to WWE.
Yeah. Like if she stayed with AEW, she wouldn't have those People Magazine interviews and stuff like that. Yeah. And I get it. Like AEW is not that level of WWE yet.
Yeah.
I don't think it will be now. I mean, things just went downhill. Like I think CM Punk, it won't be the nail in the coffin, but they'll just be.
No. Let me say this. I don't think the drama with CM Punk what made it damage, because backstage drama happens
all the time.
Yeah, and WWE know how to capitalize it. Like the first thing comes to my mind was with Edge and Matt Hardy, but I think what really did damage good, and this just goes to tells me he is not ready for that job. When Tony Khan said, "I fear for my life," almost everyone I heard.
Me and I know.
Yeah.
I think there were one exception. Who was the exception?
Road Dogg, but typical of him.
Yeah. You're right though. I know Ren Russo once said Tony Khan needs to stay away from being like front and center of everything. Like when you think of AEW, you think of Tony Khan. When you think of WWE, of course some people will say Vince McMahon, but you think of Roman Reigns, you think of John Cena, Randy Orton. AEW, I guess you could say MJF and Kenny Omega, but no one really. No one is like that star level. And even when they do have a star like Bryan Danielson, he kind of feel. I mean, like he was hot when he came in, but now he feel a little bit ice cold. And CM Punk was the closest, but he wasn't moving ratings like that.
And he hardly was in attendance really.
Yeah.
Later down on AEW.
So, I mean, yeah, I guess Vince Russo was trying to say is that Tony Khan needs to stop being in these medium scrubs. He's got to stop being like in these interviews. He should put his stars into those interviews, or else like because he's hogging all the spotlight.
Agree.
Yeah, I agree on that.
He was like, this is why people like in WWE, like when they put like people in the morning show or stuff like that they put them first. It's not like you see Vince McMahon or Triple H talking. You see John Cena talking. You see Randy Orton maybe talking. You know what I mean?
Like Tony Khan should focus on the business side.
Yeah.
The actual show. Unless he is part of the show. Like what Vince McMahon did before.
Yeah.
Unless you're in part of that show, you leave your main characters in that show.
Yeah.
Let them promote it.
Well, in terms of business years, Khan is still very young. 41 is actually young for business.
Yeah,
honestly.
it is. Actually,
so I guess from that standpoint, he's not old.
Actually, 45 is probably the like for
The medium.
business age babies, or at least kid, because I know some people that are like around like CEOs around 45, they call them like inexperienced or like not experienced but like new. You know what I mean? That age for them is new.
Because I think Vince McMahon during the Attitude Era was around his 50s, right?
Yeah.
So he's still got time. I mean, will AEW become that big? I don't think so, because like MJF contract's going to expire soon. And he's probably the number one guy now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and let me say this. The way MJF like made that promo about how he didn't want to cross over with New Japan.
You mean the Forbidden Door pay-per-view?
Yeah. The way you see Tony Khan face when he's trying to put down these guys, it's like
He looked like he was about to cry.
yeah.
Oh, the look on his face. Have you seen that clip?
No, I didn't see that clip yet.
He looked like he had watery eyes. You could tell he wanted to cry. Like he felt like he was insulted.
Yeah, like
I mean, I know it's a work shoot, but still, like.
He's a good actor then.
Yeah.
Hey, you somebody should tell that to Jamie Foxx.
Right.
Hey, that could be a new storyline.
Do you think it's damaged good AEW?
Yeah,
Right now.
I do.
Yeah, I mean, the honeymoon phase is gone.
Yeah, obviously.
I mean, when was the peak? Like 2021,
Yeah.
and that was when Cody Rhodes. Well, Cody Rhodes wasn't really into the show like the last 7 months. I remember.
Yeah.
I want to touch on that if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Cody Rhodes. I said when I first heard AEW, because Cody Rhodes was like the founder, right?
Yeah, he is the founder.
I said this was all going to be on him.
Yeah.
Like, I
Like-
said the VPs. The
vice
EVPs,
presidents.
yeah. I said they were going to take over AEW because this was like called All Elite Wrestling.
Yeah.
I said it was going to be their show.
Mm-hmm.
And I was under that impression.
Yeah.
And it just made me realize after learning about the owner, like, wait, there's an owner? Tony Khan.
Yeah.
Like, it makes sense maybe that, they were trying to find an angel investor.
Yeah.
Because they had these original ideas.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing, like, the moment, like, they got Tony Khan to make AEW,
Mm-hmm.
that's probably when things got, how do I put it?
Harry.
Like, the pieces were starting to slip. Because I'm guessing when Tony Khan was starting to make those shows,
Mm-hmm.
being creative and everything,
Yeah.
I think that's when they lost it. Because first and foremost, I saw AEW was going to be really different. I really did. Like, they were going to be like a whole new experience, similar to Lucha Underground.
Oh yeah, Lucha Underground. I remember that. Yeah.
Like, I thought I was going to see a real sporting event.
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe having like that classic storytelling style.
No. I get what you're saying. I know you're gonna go.
Remember the ranking system?
Well, yeah, but you're gonna ramble. To put it short, you thought it was gonna be like a whole different experience, but it ended up like the same mistake Dixie Carter is.
Yeah. In fact, you might as well. You know how people say she was delusional?
Yeah,
Tony Khan is delusional.
he is. Yeah. Tony Khan, I felt like is a little like full of himself because like didn't he said something about like he's not like secondary to WWE in certain part like the UK and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm like that like I get what he's trying to say with ticket sales and stuff, but you are technically still second like place, and it's okay to be second place.
Yeah, it's okay.
I know Tony Khan hated being called like AEW the alternative, and he should have that mindset. He should feel like he could beat WWE, but I feel like he's putting the bar way too high. You know what I mean?
And it had great fanfare first.
Well, they technically did. It's just they couldn't maintain it.
Yeah, they couldn't maintain it. Especially when they messed up with the Elite. Especially Kenny Omega. Like he's trying to be the world worst wrestler. No, people originally came to see the Elite. This shouldn't have been their show, which I guess they did eventually, but that was already too late.
Yeah. I guess because they didn't want to like hog all the spotlight, which they should not. But I know what you mean, bro. I don't know if I would call AEW completely damaged good, but I don't think someone like Edge or the rated R superstar Adam Copeland would fix AEW.
I don't think so.
I don't think if John Cena even moved to AEW, that would fix things. I don't think someone like The Rock or Stone Cold Steve Austin would do that. I don't think Kane or Undertaker. I could see like a little boost in ratings, but they're not going to maintain that.
It's going to be very temporary.
Yeah.
I mean, those days of like the huge pop. I mean, it'll still be a pop, but it ain't gonna be a pop like 2021 or 2020 when the coronavirus was still there and there was Matt Hardy, popping up.
Yeah.
There was no crowd, but I'm pretty sure if there's a crowd, people will pop for that.
Yeah. They even have Big Show or Mark Henry. Well, and Mark Henry in there. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, but it's like, it's kind of like viewed as the minor leagues compared to WWE now. It's even more so now.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't feel like, if you're like a top guy in AEW, it feels good, but it can't be. You can't feel that good about it.
Yeah.
I think the wrong people are running AEW. The moment Cody Rhodes left, I knew it was doomed. I really did feel that way.
Yeah. When Cody Rhodes left, because that was the true big star power. Like MJF can be that too,
Yeah.
but you can tell like from his interviews, he's entertaining the idea of moving somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then do you really want that if you're Tony Khan, a guy entertaining ideas?
Yeah.
So after MJF, who was the next big guy?
Well, you could say Darby Allin. They could build up.
Yeah, I get. I feel like he'd be a really good mid car.
I felt like he's a diamond in the rough personally.
Yeah. I feel like really good mid car, but like in terms of main events, he's a good character, but I don't see like big star potential like maybe some of these people do. Now, not to get too off topic, I did not know Melvin or Maven.
Yeah.
He could have been. I can only imagine the promos he would do now. He is so articulate. I'm like, oh my goodness, he could be amazing.
Yeah.
A manager worker at least right now. Like somebody need to call Maven up and make him like Paul Heyman or something.
Yeah.
And AEW, the ratings will go up because he's big right now on his channel.
Yeah, he is.
He's getting interviews. The Divas, Gox TV.
Yeah.
They're like, you're over. Like he is.
Yeah.
He's over now. Man was like, it just took 23 years, but yeah, I'm over now. Because people couldn't, when he was at WWE, he was a tough enough guy all throughout his whole 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
He was never another gimmick. Now, I guess he'd still be Melvin, but they won't see him as tough enough. They just see as the YouTube personality.
Yeah.
He is very articulate. Like he has charisma.
I know.
Like when he see him talk, I'm like, oh my goodness, he's easily a star.
I was like, why you think he started YouTube early? Like,
He procrastinated probably. He was like, nah. And all of a sudden this one guy was like, look man, this is going to work. And he's like, the guy was like, look man, I know the algorithm, I know what they want. And one day he was like, you know what? If you drove to this place, I'm in. I guess he drove to some place and he was in.
Yeah.
And his first video got over 1 million views.
Yeah, right?
But like, it's a normal video, but the way he talks, it's very fluid. It's very fluid. Like the way we talk, no offense, it's kind of choppy. It's kind of sloppy at times. Not too sloppy.
Because we don't really have, like, we're kind of running through this. But I know some people could do it easily, like freestyle. But for me at least, I need at least
An idea or cue card.
Yeah, for that.
Melvin, I think he give him something and he'll talk about an hour straight, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like he can easily be a talk show host. He can easily I would definitely watch if he was a talk show host, like what we can do make the product better.
Yeah.
Oh, that would get ratings. Like WWE, they're smart. They will jump on Melvin, give him a call, because right now he's doing wonders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Ray Dupree, like it's sad because on the Ray Dupree podcast, it didn't get that much views really.
Yeah.
But oh man, he's an interesting. The way he talks, it just screams charisma.
Yes.
Honestly, like the way he carries himself, he's not stuttering. I don't think I ever hear him stutter really.
No.
Man, I can only imagine the amount of promos. Hell, Tony Khan, if you're desperate, hey, throw up a Hail Mary.
Yeah, right?
What you got to lose, right? I mean, they're really slipping apart. They're not rock bottom yet, but
I get it, rock bottom.
yeah.
Maybe the Rock needs to be there.
Yeah. MJF, what was 1 year left in his contract?
Yeah.
Dan Bryanson, like you say he became stale, right?
Yeah.
Is Matt Hardy still got the delete gimmick, or he's back to his normal self?
Not that I know of.
No, I don't. No,
See,
no, I don't think so. No.
I mean, they do a decent job of promoting characters like the new wrestlers, but it feels like it becomes stale after a year tops.
Yeah. I think the problem is they had way too much wrestlers too.
Oh yeah, Tony Khan doesn't know how to control size.
Yeah.
At first, when I first heard Rampage, I thought like, okay, cool, this could be the spot to bring the people he may want to be pushed to get extra TV time and all that.
Yeah.
But now it just seems like another sister show.
Yeah. Almost like back then when SmackDown was like without the brand. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Well,
shouldn't.
the brand split.
Yeah, but it shouldn't have been something more, and it didn't became that way. It had a great start. It did,
Yeah, it really did.
but it just. Again, Tony Khan is not a promoter, and that's the another thing I also want to say, and want to bring it up.
Well, he's learning the experience. It's just the difference is he's showing all his mistake on live television.
Yeah, like what experience? Tony Khan have no real promotion skills. He's just a guy playing promotion.
I know my sister said when he was running that football team, I believe.
Yeah.
Or the soccer team, whatever it was. If I remember, when he was in charge, the team went down. Like
He doesn't have the aura of a businessman, or like he doesn't have an aura of a man you respect. Really, it
Yeah.
seems like just from TV, he has the aura of like somebody you can run over.
yeah,
Honestly, so like people's not gonna respect that for the most part, and unfortunately, people view him as the beta personality, the one
he is the
Yeah.
beta personality.
like he will just like be friendly.
No, because that tweet tell it all. When he was talking about Undertaker and John Cena, like this is
Oh.
the first time, under 1 million views, and I'm like in my head, isn't Edge also the same thing? Like like AEW first time in his life under 1 million views, like Tony Khan, seriously, why are you like this?
I want to say this: social media should not be a place to like express yourself like that. Usually, social media is to help build your brand.
Yeah.
I never had social media, never had, and probably wouldn't have if I didn't have this company.
Yeah.
Like I don't like why do I need social media? I could just talk to my friends,
Yeah.
And Tony Khan, he needs to realize he's a businessman and that social media should be used as a tool to help bring awareness to your brand.
AKA to promote AEW.
Yeah. What are you like there arguing over people? You're just turning away AEW.
Well, it's like he said, he was there from when the internet was in its infancy. He was there with the forums, He really did said he take these criticism seriously. He really did said that, and he literally mean it.
And he's gonna end up like Boogie 2988. History's gonna repeat itself.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, does he not know the existence of Boogie?
He probably does, but I mean, he probably would say to himself, "That's not me. I could do better," without realizing that he's morphing into him. So, yeah, I know my sister said that every time she hears the name Tony Khan, it is mostly associated with like something bad is gonna happen. So,
And it shouldn't be.
yes, the whole CM Punk stuff, the ratings, yeah.
Yeah, he needs to stop going to his post interviews, like post event interviews,
Yeah.
because Tony Khan does not exclude like star power. He doesn't exclude the bright lights. He's not a guy with, like The Rock said, he ain't gonna bring the electricity.
Yeah.
He doesn't have. I'll argue he has no charisma. He's just a normal. He looked like an office guy, honestly. Like just work at the office. Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? But like in terms of entertainment wise, he's not an entertaining guy. He should be behind the scenes easily.
Mm-mm.
I remember a guy said that he can't really relate to Tony Khan because he's a billionaire.
Yeah, that's another thing that I also want to bring up. I just felt like Tony Khan never had like that. He's not a self-made man. I just
His father was, right?
yeah, his father was.
But like Tony Khan never really experienced hardship like that. So maybe it's hard for him to cope like, something like that.
He just seems like a spoiled rich brat.
No, I wouldn't call him a spoiled brat. I just call him like a guy that's like he needs more experience. Like he didn't win through that.
He
Like
probably got some ideas like, man, this is gonna be great.
yeah,
Then when problems happen, he kind of crumbles.
yeah. I
He
expected.
crumbles.
I think Son of Monster said this like he's running like a daycare rather than like an actual wrestling business. Like wrestling business always have backstage fights, always. Like even through Vince McMahon, there were always problems. Didn't like Nails try to kill Vince McMahon that one time?
Yeah,
Like trying to choke him to death, but of course he didn't succeeded. But
Bret Hart.
oh yeah, the whole Bret Hart situation.
And
Yeah.
it's funny because
This
whoever
much-
saw
Yeah.
what actual backstage incident that led on TV,
Yeah. The Montreal screw job, yeah. With Shawn Michael and the Hitman, yeah.
it went explosion.
Yeah. And so there have always been problems. But yeah, there's also Stone Cold Steve Austin with Jeff Jarrett. Yeah, like there's always gonna be backstage problems. But I think Tony Khan was expecting everyone to sing Kumbaya and, get along with each other.
So you think CM Punk was falsely fired? You think?
I do believe that Jack Perry, Luke Perry's son, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I do believe that it was his fault, to be honest. If I remember reading the article, and even like give him the shoved shoulder, like the one like you see like in those high school dramas,
Yeah.
like Degrassi. But, yeah, I do think that it was CM Punk was falsely like fired like that, but in the same time, he got fired because of his reaction to that, like trying to show Jack Perry.
I think differently. I think CM Punk is in the fall. Like he should never like escalate the situation to that degree.
Yeah, two wrong doesn't make it right. I get it.
And there's a lot of WWE superstars that's actually, I'm not saying backing up Khan, but saying CM Punk was always a problem in the backstage too.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
lot of those.
And it's funny, you hear people.
Actually, before you move on, it's Triple H once said it best. CM Punk, you don't really care about. It's not the exact words, but you don't really care about the revolution. If the it's only a revolution for you if you're like the lead, and if things doesn't go your way, it's a major problem for you.
So he's a narcissist.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not surprised.
But yeah, people saying, "Oh, CM Punk got fired. He's going back to WWE." WWE is a business, and from what I learned in my business class, one of the most important thing is a safety work environment.
Yeah.
That stuff takes seriously.
I know.
You can't run something chaotic. And CM Punk got fired. He didn't lose his job. There's a huge difference from losing your job and getting fired.
Yeah.
Getting fired is a reputation. And once that reputation happens, you're less likely to get a job.
Yeah. There were so many rumors that he was going to return to WWE.
Yeah, and I'm like, it won't happen, all right?
And
I mean, who
there's
knows? Because, the new leadership and all, but I still think because it's a business, they saw what happened in AEW. What makes you sure it was going to happen to WWE?
Well, I know for sure Vince McMahon is 100% against CM Punk coming back, especially when that what was that Fox show? The one they were like talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, like originally Fox wanted him to return, but Vince McMahon was like, no, not under my watch.
Mm-hmm.
Because he slandered WWE, like slandered the doctors, slandered everyone, really,
Yeah.
especially Triple H.
Yeah.
Um, and when I remember there was a report that he was backstage not too long ago, and he asked Triple H he wanted to have talks,
Yeah.
and then when Triple H returned, he was like, you had to leave. But yeah, since WWE is under new management with Endeavor, um, TKO, what was it called? TKO, their new
Yeah.
business name.
So I'm not down. I don't know them. I'm not there, so I can't really say. But I definitely will say, if they do run like a business, CM Punk is blacklisted.
Yeah. I remember recently, and it's like super recent. They just reported that the talks with CM Punk is false. They're not literally in talks.
Yeah.
It's just rumors.
Yeah.
So
And
it's not surprising.
and they're just rumors, folks. Don't take it serious.
I know some people always criticize that people take rumors and use it as facts.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Tony?
Well, that's how they get things stirring the pot. But yeah, I mean, rumors. I mean, it's rumor for a reason. There might be some truth to it.
Well, there is truth for, especially the members, the whole CM Punk coming to AEW.
Mm-hmm.
He was going to be in that Kakaju show,
Yeah.
and tickets sold out like crazy.
Yeah.
Because it was a simple rumor, and that rumor turned out to be true. Yeah, so, so rumors can be true, rumors can be false.
But it's just the style of a rumor, because that rumor felt more like a leak than it is like,
Purposely.
yeah. And I just want to also say this way too, is that if you hear a rumor from that's like
Not reputable.
not reputable, don't take it really serious.
But there's some reputable people that get their story wrong. The biggest one I could think of is Dave Meltzer.
Yeah.
He got like a couple of his stories like wrong. I know some people get upset with that too. Like,
But you know my point.
yeah, I know your point. I remember that one time was that rumor was AJ Styles getting like I think he was gonna resign his WWE contract, and AJ Styles was like he actually tweeted to them like, I haven't resigned anything yet, and then they were like, I don't believe you, and I'm like, whoa. Because this is the source himself, AJ Styles.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, he did resign with WWE, but I remember that. And it was like, well, I mean, if somebody say it themselves, then I had to take them their words compared to, like, the rumor I heard from someone else. You know what I mean?
I remember there was a rumor about Stone Cold, like WWE didn't want to have Stone Cold return, and Stone Cold really wanted to return, but it's all because that interview was Vince. And I remember a YouTuber was like treated as if that was facts, and I remember at the time I'm like, is there evidence? I mean, you sounds like a jacket. And of course, Stone Cold had to come and set the record straight that, oh, I'm not returning. What are you talking about? I don't want to wrestle. And it's like, yes. Do you, listen from the main source. Unless the main source, of course, like Stone Cold is just hiding. Like, oh no, I gotta, how some people does it.
Yeah.
But yes. But my point is that have evidence before you talk.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
So, what do you think of wrestlers jumping ship to WWE? Like I mentioned before, with Cody Rhodes and Jade Cargill. Because I think the other one was Brian Pillman Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't blame him, honestly. I mean, AEW's it's not dead, but it's kind of a dying product right now. It kind of calmed down. People are eventually numb to Spot Fest, And, you know, wrestlers are taking more chances, more chance for injuries,
Yeah.
more risk. Hence, if they go to WWE, there's hardly any wrestling from what I've seen on the 2-3 hour shows, right?
Yeah.
After 3 hour shows, how much wrestling do? Like 20, 30 minutes
Yeah.
max? So there's less injuries, bigger company. They probably provide better, like, I'm not sure they provide better healthcare, but they probably provide more benefits because they're more, obviously, the number one product
Yeah.
for wrestling. And their brand will definitely get more exposure, honestly, too.
Oh,
You-
yeah.
you know-
I know I'm sound jumping in this one, but I just remember my sister said, why Tony Khan always had to, like, be mean to Nick Khan? Like, he called him Nick Khan, man, and everything.
Oh yeah.
It's like Nick Khan never really, like, insulted Tony Khan at all. So why is he doing that to him?
Well, at least with Nick Khan, when asked about Tony Khan, he calls him a kid. So
Yeah.
that could be like an insult.
Yeah, but that was, after the,
Yeah.
after you know what I mean? The
Yeah.
insult.
Oh, I
So,
forgot the other superstar, Chris Jericho's still there, but he's more like the kind of not manager, but he's kind of like the one to promote young talent.
oh, yeah, that's right. Since you did spoke to, I meant to say, since you're speaking about him, Chris Jericho.
He's probably the locker room guy now too.
Yeah, locker room leader.
Yeah,
Though I heard reports that he's actually maybe a VP there. Because,
Mm-hmm.
he does give orders
Yeah.
and creative ideas for other wrestler other than him. But that's not the point. I remember a YouTuber saying that Chris Jericho he ruined his legacy. Like, now people kind of view Chris Jericho as a meme because, like,
for the bubbly.
yeah, and all that. And the guy's afraid that Edge might go to that road. But I was like, in my mind, I'm like, well, Christian Cage, I felt like his career is like in a whole different level.
Yeah, I have great praises for him.
I love Christian Cage, especially in TNA. Like,
Yeah, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even got to TNA like that.
Yeah, right. Same here.
Well, I like his entrance song. Entrance song was actually a background of Evanescence too. My Last Breath was a different song.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Yeah, Christian Cage.
I don't care what people say. Christian is better than Edge. The one sidekick that I view that is so better than the leader.
I would say Edge got the better career, but I think Christian got the better, like, I guess you could say, like, the better storytelling as a villain. Because he really works well as a villain.
Heavily.
Like in TNA, him feuding with Kurt Angle, that was really good.
That was...
That was special, actually.
When he was the
Yeah.
Mafia boss?
Huh?
When he was the Mafia boss?
Christian or
Kurt Angle.
No. That was after. Before it was technically Christian with his little.
He was still Kurt Angle, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Remember Lockdown, Team Angle, Team Cage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I remember, Team Angle was with like Samoa Joe, Rhino, Sting, and Jeff Jarrett. While Christian Cage was with AJ Styles, Tom Cole, Abyss, and darn, who was the fifth guy? Oh, Big Papa Pup, Scott Steiner. I
Yeah.
remember.
Big pop, pump,
Yeah.
big booty titty.
Yeah, no, I could remember a lot of the matches for Kurt Angle and Christian.
Yeah. 2007. What a great impression.
Oh yeah, and also the one with Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe. Oh man, Samoa Joe is in well technically he's in ROH, but still under Tony Khan. But yeah, they got stars. AEW do got
Easily
stars.
got stars. They have a lot of stars they can promote, honestly.
It's
Old
the-
and young.
It's the brand itself that's not like a star, you know?
Yeah, like
Mhm.
RB Allen, MJF, Orange Cassidy. Hell, there's even other new wrestlers there too. They also got veteran wrestlers in Moxley.
Yeah.
Plenty of veteran wrestlers. So they have plenty of storylines to tell. If their writers come together and think of something.
Yeah. Well, but that's the thing. Tony Khan is also the head writer. He's the one that greenlit.
Yeah, he's doing a lot on his plate here.
Oh, it's funny too because when you think of Vince McMahon, his title is simply the chairman, Tony Khan. He got like all these the fancy head titles. I'm like,
You mean head producer, director, creative head writer, what was it? The like in charge of social media. Yeah, all that.
he
stuff.
like it's Tony Khan, and then all of these. What the like? He introduced himself as that. Hi, I'm Tony Khan, and I'm all this. If you're the owner, just say, "Hey, I'm Tony Khan, and I'm the owner."
Sound like Steve Jobs.
I mean, you know.
Yeah, Kristen Case.
Yeah, but it has the My Last Breath song too, I think. But
Okay.
it's not. It has the background noise to it, but I don't think it's actually the actual lyrics in there.
Yeah. Sorry, no rapper.
Great song though. Great song. Evanescence, My Last Breath. That's an underrated song.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I remember Wrestling Soup. Like, they didn't believe in Tony Khan, but I always like at least give him a chance. You know what? I shouldn't have just.
Well, you gave him a chance. That's what happened.
Yeah. I think that's the problem too, because when people do criticize him, like,
You're just a hater.
well, I was gonna prefer Eric Pissoff or JD from NY,
Uh-huh.
who were at first supportive, but then the moment that they gave one criticism, all of a sudden Tony Khan just like stripped their axis, or
Backstage acts. You're right. I totally forgot about that.
like if you make one like
Criticism.
critique.
Yeah, because JD from New York was giving a criticism, and then all of a sudden he lost his backstage access, and then was the one with Eric Pissoff. I keep calling him Pissoff because yeah, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Bischoff. Yeah. He gave that one criticism about AEW. I think it was like shortly after he appeared, like that one appearance he made.
Yeah.
And then I think several weeks later, he gave a criticism. I forgot what was it. And then he wasn't invited to no more shows again. So, like, that's crazy how, like, snowflake Tony Khan is. And I think the thing is that and I'm not joking when I say this. I think Tony Khan, like I said before, never had that experience of, like, overcoming real problems. I think he been in this safe space like too comfortably, like without, because he got billions, not millions, billions of dollars. Like,
There's a big difference.
Yeah.
One extra zero. I
So-
mean, we only can say it from afar. Who knows? We don't know him personally. But
Yeah.
from afar, that's what it seems.
yeah, because I know he had personal like issues backstage, which is like his mother was sick during the time, like all that like stress. So we don't know. I think the problem is that he also doesn't know how to manage himself.
Mhm.
Take some of the stress away from him.
He just need to be out of the spotlight, or at least out of the post-event interviews, for sure.
Oh yeah.
At least do that. Like, let your stars be the stars of the show.
I forgot who said this. I know he was like more of a hater. I don't want to say a troll, but I know he was a hater. He said Tony Khan need to get. He said that would solve all of his problems.
That'll be he will feel better for at least a day. I'm not bad for like a week. Well, unless he get regularly.
Yeah, let's just keep it PG, okay?
No, but it's serious. That's what the guy said, and like I was like in my head, like, is it real?
Well, I don't want to go into it because I can really go into it, but that would, I think that would help temper. But I don't think Tony Khan's a bad guy. He's just not the best businessman, bro. Just not the best businessman.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to like bash or slander Tony Khan. It's just that I have real concerns about like AEW, because like I want to see an alternative, like a second place for wrestlers that had jobs. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's like I don't want to see the same mistake that Dixie Carter made with TNA,
Yeah.
or should I say Impact Wrestling.
I don't want to see AEW becoming TNA. That AEW even lost his name. Like, I don't want to see that. I mean, I am not a detractor of AEW, but I'm starting to become one because I see what it becomes.
I would still tune in though to some of their shows though. I just don't. I mean, obviously I'm not a regular viewer, but I do want to check out Edge now with Kristen. You know their feud now, like that. It's going to be really interesting. I don't know. It's just a little sad that AEW is now like in this state now. Cause I'll be honest, I never thought they're gonna end up being that way. I always thought they're gonna be like, eventually stagnate. Like I never thought that they're gonna be like WWE rating wise, but I was hoping for them to be like in the millions or like 2.2 millions. Like back then with TNA,
Yeah,
that used to be their like, their ratings
yeah,
around millions to 2.2. Yeah, like
Yeah, like AEW is kind of the spot where the algorithm for YouTube doesn't post their videos really. Back then, 2021, it was posting constantly on the algorithm.
yeah.
Now I don't like till you talk about AEW. Like now, I just realized I don't see any algorithm for AEW views really.
7 million when CM Punk returns. Now it's like not even that impressive.
well,
Yeah.
actually, technically, there is 2 times where I did saw it in my algorithm. Like, well, in my
Not as
feed.
much as before. It can't
Yeah.
be. Not even close. Before it was like every click is like every other video at the bare minimum you see AEW on your recommendation list.
Yeah,
Now it's like I only see WWE now. Honestly, for the most part,
Yeah.
I rarely see AEW if ever on the past year.
but you know what I think is also what it is too, and it's the last thing I wanted to point out.
Yeah.
When AEW got started, it was when WWE was on its lowest.
That's true, and a lot of people were jumping ship to AEW.
Because
Even Cody Rhodes, which my sister said that was like the most silliest thing to say, but AEW was Ellis Island. Like, remember that?
yeah, I remember that. I just found it silly, but still, WWE was not just terrible to watch, but it was also treating its wrestlers horribly.
Yeah.
They didn't felt like superstars.
I know someone like Keith Lee didn't felt like special there. Like he felt special in NXT, but then in WWE, like that's not just him. That's a lot of wrestler. Like Aleister Black, El Ligado,
Yeah.
Cien Almas. Yeah.
I don't want to go conspiracy mode, and since I'm not in backstage, so it's not my place to say, but basically, WWE was horrible. AEW,
It was like a breath of fresh air, pretty much.
Yeah.
WWE made AEW look good. That's why it seems good.
Yeah.
But now WWE, like, I forget how, like, what a powerhouse can WWE be. Because at one point, it did look likely that AEW could compete with WWE. Because AEW was in its low millions. WWE, Raw was in its high millions.
Mm-hmm.
But now
It's not even close now.
yeah, not even close. I remember AEW can beat NXT ratings.
Yeah, regularly. Yeah.
Now NXT beats AEW.
Yeah, because the tables turn. Yeah.
So yeah,
Because it forced, like you said, Tony. It
Yeah,
forced
forced
WWE.
WWE to pretty much better its product.
Yeah.
Like for example, not to get too off topic, like Madden, it had to be better in competition back then because of 2K. Since 2K is gone, it can be a pretty terrible product, but people's gonna buy it because there's no other football game there is.
There's no
Now-
alternative. Yeah.
Now WWE, it had competition. Hey, it forced to become better, and it actually did. The pay-per-views really sold. I think for the past a year or two.
That Puerto Rico show was amazing. The one with Bad Bunny is like it was like the best time at like oh man, the one with Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. That was a really good match. Like yeah, like for me this year, the Puerto Rico show Backlash, nothing beat it so far. Like WWE But I mean, I felt like their pay-per-views have been home runs though, regardless. Like,
Yeah, they save the spots for very special occasions, which
Yeah.
is smart. It's because if you do spots all the time in regular TV shows, it's going to be so numb when you do it all the time.
actually, I felt like Carlito is a big star because like he appears like here and there, like when I see Carlito, like I'm like, God, why am I treating him like a big star? Like he was just a regular wrestler.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, he didn't really do anything special, but he did a good enough job for his character in the ring to make it seem like he did more than he actually is.
Yeah,
Like The Rock, I remember he did all simple moves, but I remember if he was a heel, he did things to piss the people, like the wrestler off, which piss off the audience, which makes them engage. And he didn't have to do no spot fest or anything like that.
I haven't watched WWE since the return of Stone Cold, so I can't say anything. Oh, but,
well, you do watch once in a while though.
but
That's
that's
me.
because you guys are watching.
Yeah, me too. I don't really watch wrestling. I only watch like clips here and there, and yes, one values more storytelling now. The other values more. I think maybe they calm down, but a lot of wrestlers are high flyers. Like Sammy Guevara, like he has to do something special like every match.
Yeah. Now I want to touch upon the last part, but before I say that, you were about to say something, bro.
Oh, I kept saying, I can't say much. You know who else has said that in interviews?
Who?
Tony Khan.
Ah,
Why even go to an interview if you don't even want to answer these questions?
yeah.
But yeah,
Oh, I was about to say, I remember the criticism from AEW that their target audience, it's the hardcore fans, but I remember, including my sister, how come they don't target for the general fans, like
That's
the
how you
casual?
really get your audience,
Yeah,
the casuals.
like I get it, you want to cater those diehards, but you should also like try to expand that fandom, and maybe go places that, even if it's outside the wrestling fandom. You know what I mean?
What, for WWE or AEW?
AEW, because WWE targets for the general people, the kids,
Yeah.
the moms, the dads, but AEW they just target their like hardcore.
Yeah, the hardcore like attitude area base,
Yeah.
bloody gore. I get it. He trying to, because Tony Khan, from what I can see, he probably before when he made AEW, probably look at the comments like, okay, this is what people like. All right, I'm gonna make a wrestling event, a wrestling brand that's gonna be that and then some. By reading the comments, and okay, you guys don't like PG, no problem. You guys want rough and gore, no problem. Spot fest, here we go. And it was good for the first year.
Yeah, it was.
But the thing is, that's not very sustainable. That's what I feel like what happened.
Yeah.
And once everything like the stars went away, especially Cody Rhodes, it just didn't feel the same. And there's only what's that finishing move? The coffin drop. Eventually, it become very numb.
Yeah.
Like he's still a star, right? Darby Allin's still up there.
Yeah. He just actually, I see he recently got injured. So,
Oh, what a shocker!
but
I don't wish injuries, honest. I don't wish injuries at all.
Mm.
But if you keep doing the coffin drop, and he does it at very dangerous spots regularly, it's going. No doubt it's going to happen.
I remember he was supposed to climb Mount Everest soon, or at least training for climbing Mount Everest, but he just got injured, so that he might not come back for a long time.
What, Darby Allin?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that sucks. That's why I feel like you should save those spots for a very special event.
No, because I remember people saying he's dumb to risk that, all these moves if he's having like a plan to climb Mount Everest. Like, now that just ruins his plans. If he just kept it safe for at least a couple matches, he wouldn't have been injured, and it was all preventable. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I think he's probably 30 now, right? He's still young.
Yeah.
Well, eventually you keep doing it, your body's the wear and tear.
Well, actually, that's how mostly like wrestler like Jeff Hardy fell into alcoholism, or Kurt Angle with his drug issues, because they're trying to cope with the pain, and like some wrestlers really do go dark roads just because they've been doing too much stunts.
Speaking correct, he's actually on his interview. He's like a very wholesome man.
He is
Very wholesome. That
I remember my sister told me this once, that Kurt Angle originally was thinking going to AEW, but his wife was like, no.
What to me? I'm like, man, you think you're in bad shape now? Oh man, one night you'll have back problems, knee problems.
Yeah, and he's not like in his prime, especially
close.
Yeah, especially when he returned to WWE for that short run. He was slow.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Like, what's Chris Jericho doing right now is nothing short of impressive, honestly.
Yeah.
I know he's not going to be prime Chris Jericho taking bumps left and right. He's still taking bumps pretty decently, though. Like, compared to Scott Steiner, I'm like, yo, Scott, he should hang up the gloves since 2010. I don't know what kind of selling is that. He was so tired he couldn't sell. That's pretty. His stamina is just really off. I'll give him this. He did that one horror Karana, which was pretty decent. I'll give him that, but like outside of that, he just you can tell the people he wrestles, they have to slow down for him tremendously.
Yeah.
Not much for Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho can still hold his own for a little bit for now.
Yeah.
All right. Let's wrap it up. Any final thoughts?
AEW, please get better. I don't want to see WWE like being like the only major promotion.
This is not about WWE, but I want to represent for one of my unknowns right now. Nathaniel Lowe, first base for the Rangers. If you don't know who he is, he's going to be a star soon. Stop playing. Also, AEW get better too.
I used to remember cheering for the Jobblers, and they won sometimes, and it makes me happy.
That's how I feel about my unknowns, man. Stop playing.
Oh, wait. The greatest jobbler ever, Jinder Mahal.
Yes.
So he's the guy who was never introduced in the story. He would somehow become the main character.
I love it.
Me too. Out of nowhere. I'm like, who is this guy? That's what I'm talking about.
Zack Ryder. I believed him. The moment he was in that match, I said he was going to win, and he won.
You mean the ladder match in WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Yeah, when he won the Intercontinental Championship.
Because it feels like, like a geek going against, like, these jocks trying to get this one girl. And he actually got the girl. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what who needs muscles? Six-pack, broad shoulders, nice, decent haircut. Who needs all that? Just be you, and you get any girl you want. Yeah. It's like a Disney movie.
Alright. If you have any questions about the show or its characters, you can email at vrpresenting@yahoo.com. Also, look at our Twitter handle. We're presenting.
All right. Bye.